All right, a pleasant good evening to everyone. This is Real Talk with Lavi. I must apologize for our late start, but nevertheless, we're going to be having a wonderful show this evening. Joven.
Yes, yes. Good evening to the wonderful people out there radio. Good evening to the wonderful people out there radio.
Wait, okay.
You,
Okay. All right. Once again, a pleasant good evening. This is Real Talk with Lavi, and we are so happy to be back on another beautiful Wednesday. Listen, this month is just going like that, Joven. It's March, Wednesday, March 11th already.
almost at the quarter mark.
Listen, January, February, and we already at March 11th. I want to take the opportunity to say a special good evening to those that are celebrating. Yeah, happy birthday to you guys. You know anybody that is celebrating today, Joven? No? Well, I know a number of persons that are celebrating in March. So once again, Avenel Martin up there in St. Peter's, she celebrated yesterday. So happy birthday, Avenel. Tonight, we are going to be speaking about what is happening in our federation. And one of the things that, as a woman, we have to speak about it, which is domestic violence, relationship, and as one will say, oh, bring in the specialist. But we are human and we all go through this kind of things.
Experience as a specialist.
Experience is the specialist, and folks, y'all got to realize, like being born yesterday, you know what I mean? And as a hairstylist, we hear it all, we've seen it all, we're out there, and we're listening to the people. So tonight, we are going to basically talk about domestic abuse in relationships. And of course, we very well know that, one will say, well, walk away, move on. Everybody is strong like Lavi, But me not like nothing that gonna pain me, Joven, at all. So when it comes to love in relationship, if it's paining me, if my mind telling me something and my heart ain't connect, my heart connect, but my mind ain't connect, gotta have a balance on me, Joven. So I like to not just think about what I'm feeling in a relationship with somebody, but is to also express it. And I know very well, good night, Glenette. We are just having our start. I feel very happy tonight, I must say, very relaxed and happy to be here to present the topic that many people want to hear. This is Real Talk with Lavi. I am Laverne Davis, and we are down here in the island of St. Kitts. And of course, it's a twin island, so it's St. Kitts and Nevis. I have here alongside with me none other than Mr. Joven.
Yes, Jervin V. Good night, everybody. Good night, Olivia. Good night, Liv. Good night, lovely. No, sorry, Glenette. She was saying good night, lovely, Lavi. Yeah. But it's Glenette. I was saying good night,
yeah.
Glenette.
And Glenette is over there in, I think it's Texas. So, we are seeing Stylie Morris is here. He's very passionate about the King Elimat.
Yeah.
And tonight, you're welcome to call in. And the number to call locally is 466-0989. And the U.S. number is 718-285-6984. Did I say it right,
yes,
Robin?
Yes, that's correct.
This time, right?
Yes.
That's right. Yeah. But just,
yes.
over the years, we have been seeing this going on and on. Growing up, you see man and woman relationship, and they hug up and they kiss up and they love one another. We see the big weddings, we see people go in, they eat and they drink, and the man say, I love you till death do us part. And the whole works, Jovin. And we also see many people saying, oh, you're not married, so you're not more married. But Jovin, a relationship with two people,
It takes, I always say, relationship, whether it's fresh relationships, dating relationship, or serious relationship, if you want to put it as marriage, it takes maturity.
exactly. And the reason why I'm going to be saying this tonight, a lot of people basically, when it comes, if you're single, they think that you don't know about marriage. It's basically saying if you don't have a child, if you haven't got a child, you don't know about children.
Right.
But at the end of the day, there's certain things that people got to know what they're going into, right? And marriage is a commitment. Some people in it for whatever reason. As someone will say, some people just in for the wedding, but what happened after the wedding? What happened after that one day? As my mom will say, come see me and come live with me. It's not the same.
Things, right.
The late Lucky Dube and many other persons, there's songs out there that is basically saying, take time to know her, take time to know him. And a lot of people are getting into relationship. And when I say a lot of people, I'm including myself, because some of these things we just got to figure them out, Jovin. We look at the TV, we look at adults when you're growing up and everything look nice and dandy. But at the end of the day, a lot of us, some of us have not really taken the time out to get to know our partner. Most of the time, especially, and I don't want to say in small islands because this happens all over the world, right? But we'll talk basically, it's a program for everybody, but we try to look and bring the issues that is happening here on the grounds in our federation. And I can't help, Jovin, to let the public know, over the years, many of us will experience seeing man and woman in relationship, and when you look, whatever happened, whatever reason, the man unalive the woman, you have children gonna be leaving, everybody suffer a good part, Jovin. And we have to really take a deep look into some of these things that is happening here, because some of them perhaps can be prevented. And when we look and we see certain people, because sometimes when things happen, we think it's only a certain set of people, as they would say, maybe ghetto people. But relationship and emotional feelings and emotions get high. It has no boundary. Mental illness, all of that is so much things. When it starts off with the abuse, the verbal abuse, and then, it could mess with your emotion. Then also you have the physical abuse, right? And I will always say, if anyone out there in a relationship, whether you're married, whether you're single, and you're in a relationship and you don't feel love or you don't love the person, don't do it. Because it's hard to mess with people's emotions. You don't know what some people are going to do when you're in relationship. For me, will take me knock out, as people say, take the bite, and I move on. And what I normally would do, everybody ain't going to do the same thing. You know what I do, Jovin? Well, listen, I got to cut some hair, and I learn how to cut hair better. I put it into my personal business, and I build myself, right? But easy said than done. I think we are coming in a society where we are being taught that if you're in a relationship, you get a man. And when you get the man, you expect the man out. It's like a ticket to pay all your bills. The man going out there and he's taking care of you. But I think that's a misconception of a relationship, right? Where a woman, especially in today's time, because remember back in the days, it was supposed to be like that, because the man was a breadwinner when they go out to work, when the lady stays at home. And when the woman is staying at home, that's another work by itself, right? But in today's world, you have both men and women are holding down jobs. And we have to be very careful of what, as a woman, as a mother, what we are telling our young girls, you look beautiful, so get a man that have money. But you ain't got no money. But you want a man, you want a rich man, Joven. And the men doing the same thing, eh? Some of these men, they went college, but they want a woman that went college.
It has to do with, I mean, you say it right, you know, it has to do with, I don't want to say situation, but let's put it this way, genealogy. It is passed down. You understand? Not saying that you should not get somebody who's, you should get somebody who's lazy. But at the same time, as I say, it's like you're looking for somebody to fully take care of you and not doing anything, you know? And I mean, vice versa, man and woman. You got some men who are lazy bad. You understand? Wouldn't even try. Whereas a man will be trying, and because he might not be able to come to the standard at the time that you want, you're looking for somebody who has money or who's better off. And vice versa with the same thing. You understand? You as a man not doing anything, the woman going out maybe working or bringing in more money, and then because she ain't cook this time and you're home, he's home, she ain't cook tonight and you get upset with her. No. It's a hand go, hand come.
Absolutely.
But we got to understand what first we got to understand that 4-letter word that a lot of people misinterpret and mishandle. Love. A lot of people think love is a fancy car, love is paying bills, love is sex. You understand? A lot of people think love is hard work. If I say I love you, Lavi, we're gonna have hard times. We're gonna make mistakes. But because I see something deeper in you, I'm gonna work towards it, you're gonna work towards it. A lot of time people say they love, and when something happened, me love them more. You didn't love the person.
Because you know what I find, and I could only speak upon how I was raised back in the days, right? You know how much times, as you correctly said, in relationship, our parents or our grandparents or, you know, the village that help raise children, they will be in relationship and they will have fallout. You don't see the woman, and when you get up in the morning, you know, your mother or your father might have whatever disagreement, but the next morning, mommy in the kitchen preparing daddy's food, washing his clothes, and they're talking like normal, and the man go to work and he's coming back home. Nowadays, sometimes some petty things happen when you look now, it's like they want to kill one another.
I'm not telling you, the woman miraculously gone over town.
Right. But and you know, unfortunately, right, all this here, basically, these are little, what you call it, signs of leading down to domestic abuse. And I'm seeing here domestic abuse may involve physical violence, injury and harm, and the threat of physical harm. Right? Victims may also experience sexual harassment, assault of rape. They may basically forced into sexual acts and sexual activities without permission. And this may be shared without consent, right? So come back now to domestic abuse. There's a lot of persons out there that are listening right now are in
Situation.
domestic and violent relationship. We have this kind of thing where he loved me, like we kiss and make up. But if a man or woman, because women do it, they have men too. And believe it or not, there's some men, because you know how the world, you know, basically when it comes to men, a man with a woman is bad. A woman put her hand on a man.
He's a punk. He's It's crazy. I was watching this social test, and there was this influencer, and he did a video where the girl was abusing him in the street, like hitting him, beating him up, and nobody helped him. Everybody passed. One guy even ended up jumping and hit him as well. And the guy would just say, I'm sorry, And the girl keep abusing him. And then he reversed the experiment where he now was like, grab the girl, right? And everybody jumped on him. Everybody jumped on him.
Sorry, Dr. Waldman is saying that he's getting an echoing or something.
Yeah, he's...
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So the experiment was where this influencer was, and a girl was in public, and he was acting as if the girl was beating him.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody helped him. One guy even jumped in and hit him instead of patting the girl. And then he reversed it now, where he grabbed the girl like he was going to beat her, and everybody attacked him. Nobody helped him, but everybody attacked him when he flipped the script and was getting beat up.
Wow. But anyway, I like to keep Real Talk with Lavi local because over the past, I would say, this is what, 2026? And over the past 2 years, come forward, we are seeing a lot of domestic abuse. And you would think that it's coming from kids. A lot of it is coming from like mature people. So this is why we know that it's definitely a serious crisis that is happening in our small federation. People are, like I said, are getting in relationship for whatever reason, and also a lot of it has to do with control. I know one of the things that can create abuse is sometimes the writing to be there. The little signs that we don't see, and we don't miss those signs. When somebody starts to yell and bark and talk at you in a kind of aggressive manner, and you accept it, and then again, you kiss and make up, and some women like to cry, and then, the man can kiss her, and like, oh, I love you. But if somebody have to make me cry to love me, that's a no-no for me. That's a no-no for me. And it's about time we start basically letting the young people out there know that focus on your education, focus on your career, whether it's something academical or something in the skilled trade industry. It is very important to be independent, because at the end of the day, before you come together with someone, we all born independent, right? Even people that are twins, everybody have an independent mind. And I think a lot of people have the misconception of what a relationship is supposed to be, where from the time you said that you're man and woman or girlfriend and boyfriend, or as a married couple, anytime you go anywhere, it have to be with that person, but you still have a life besides your partner. That life doesn't mean go out and just live carelessly, but it is very important to have some boundaries in relationship when it comes to individuals, Joven. Imagine you and I right now here on top of the Real Talk with Lavi, and you might be in a relationship, or maybe I might be in a relationship, and when I come off the air and I go home, the man out there listening and saying, oh, you talk a bit too nice to Joven. You're Joven is something. Joven, I don't want to tolerate those kind of things. And this is why I don't want a fool man in my life. I rather stay single. And nothing wrong in being single. People have to recognize that to be single is not a crime. But to be in an abusive relationship, it can cause lives. Some women again think that when they get a man, the man gonna buy the house, he gonna give them the vehicle, and it's all about things. But at the end of the day, Joven, a peace of mind is very important. If you're in a relationship and you cannot speak to your spouse, have a conversation with your spouse. And I know this has been happening for quite a while. What I'm bringing here tonight on the Real Talk with Lavi is nothing new. Persons out there say, Lavi, send me the link. I want to hear Lavi. There's a lot of persons, and believe it or not, Jovin, when we think that there's a certain person, because people think that confusion, people that have confusion relationship as quote unquote is ghetto people. But you know how many people out there without a college degree and high profile, and when they go home and when you hear that these people are facing abusive abuse from their spouses.
That's messed up.
You can't believe. So what we're speaking about here tonight is not a particular person. It's not just somebody from up the village or up Monkey Hill. It can be wherever you reside. Because a lot of people, a lot of women are hurting deeply in some of these relationships. Joven.
Yes, they are.
Right? Some of them are pastors' wives. Some of them are so-and-so wives. I'm just letting you know. Because at the end of the day, it's human we are talking about.
That's good. You said something earlier. You said most of the stuff, the abuse or whatever is happening between mature people and our children. But why I always like to look at children are not, or mature people are not classified by age, because there are some people that 50 something and they're immature.
Okay.
There's some people 20 and they're more mature.
Right.
So I would say people who are older, you understand, are doing these things rather than people who are younger. Because a lot of time people think, oh, you should be mature now.
I don't really think that it's just people older that are doing these things. I think that, well, again, I believe that mental abuse comes in all ages.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to blame any particular person, but this is something of awareness. We need to speak about it, because it's trickling down to the young ones also. Because I mean, what children? Who children learn from, Joven?
The adults.
The adults.
Right.
And when we are going to see adults, grown men in their 50s, 60s, are still don't know how to control their emotion or whatever mental they're going through, because sometimes when people reach a certain age in life, you don't know what kind of illness and how people taking things.
Correct.
But at the end of the day, these women that are in relationship with whoever, we need to be very aware, pay attention, and if you are getting beat down by a man or a woman, you gotta find somebody and talk to Joven. Because after the like I said, after the verbal, then it becomes physical, and sometimes I'm sure some people over at HMP and who are behind bars, if they said I had a second chance to, they would never do it again. Because sometimes people don't go with intent to do these things.
That's true. That's true. It builds up.
And again, one of the things that people always like to do is to blame the woman and say, well, the woman provoked the man. Provocation.
So you're saying, well, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. But as I said, if you feel like you're being provoked, walk away. You understand? If you're being provoked, walk away.
Joven think it is too small for all these relationships. This is a beautiful place down here in St. Kitts. So many people come here to enjoy our paradise. I believe that a lot of people are not utilizing the beautiful atmosphere and things that we have to offer here in our country.
Correct.
Besides just going out in a crowd, drinking and partying, there are other personal things that people can do privately. When I look at, for instance, and I see the tourist, right? When they
When they
come,
come,
they
they
go
go
on a
in a
taxi,
taxi,
and they're
and they
just
just
going around the sightseeing, and they're happy,
Mm,
right?
mhm.
A lot of things what we call what is happiness, Jervin? Talking politics and like tonight I come into WinFM, right?
Mhm.
And imagine I come in on WinFM and somebody stop me and they're asking me, Lavin, man, how's your friend? So I was like, who da? The Prime Minister. You see what I'm talking about?
Right.
Joven, we have to bypass that because that person and I ain't even that kind of friend. It's all about political motives, and that is why some of these relationships where people are getting all angry and violent, right?
Mhm.
Is because a lot of people are missing the essence of
Correct.
happiness.
Correct. Again, as I said earlier, a lot of time people think happiness is having a man with a fancy car, having a man with money, not having a man who's both of you gonna work together, build together. Because I'll show you something. There's a difference between, let's say, okay, you love Dudu here, and if I'm in a situation and say, Lavi, I'm not, I love you, I'm willing to work hard for you, and I'm not as at a place where financially, but I say, you love to do here. Let's come together. Let's try and get a loan. Let's get a salon. Let's increase our generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to somebody else, a guy might come along and say, let me hold this money, I got money. You know what I mean? That feed the money. Whereas there's two type of men and two type of ladies. The one that love with money, and then the woman who accept it and think that's love. Whereas the woman who understand that that man is willing to build with her, and even though you don't have it, he see a vision within her. I see that you love doing here. I see that that's your passion and that's your future goal. So I'm gonna, even though I might not be able to give you $1,000, I'm so Lavi, let's go take a loan or let's do something together, and let's build generation.
You want me to? This is my take. That is something very good that you said.
Mm-hmm.
But as a mature and experienced
Mm-hmm.
woman, been there, done that, and understand a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
in life. I don't know everything, but I think I know
Mm-hmm.
enough
Mm-hmm.
to give me a decent journey here in life,
Right,
right?
right.
I believe, adding to what you said, I believe that building together, as you very well say,
Mm-hmm.
right, in terms of seeing what the woman wants, I always believe in having that conversation with each other
Mm-hmm.
because I don't, and this is where a lot of men go wrong in a lot of relationship.
Mm-hmm.
People have to get their own dreams. You can help, you can be invest in a woman, but it's supposed to be their dream, right? And because at the end of the day,
When I,
building
mm-hmm.
together don't mean that you cannot have your own dreams as well.
No. When
Yeah.
okay. When I said I didn't mean like not have your own dream, but in terms of like, not coming and be like taking money for love, but seeing, because okay, let me put in this perspective. It's where you see you see that person, if you want to put it that way, not see that person as in the physical, but see that person heart and see their passion. You understand? I have my own. It's vice versa, the same thing. And I say, me, I'm love you, love to do here. But you don't like. I pushing you. Understand?
And Joven, and again, what you're saying is not wrong, but what can also happen, right, is that sometimes people have to want these things, and the reason why I'm saying this, right, that being in a relationship, sometimes people got to be very, very careful that even though they see somebody dreams, they still have to allow the people. So even let's suppose, and I want a salon, and the man basically he's investing, so he going out now and he getting all these things because he gonna get the salon for me. But he might get the salon and put up the salon and the salon look nice, but that's not the salon that I want because I did not have an input in it, right? So it all, and you don't even have to, because I'm just sharing
Yeah, yeah.
my experience for the type of woman that I am, right? Some woman will be happy for that, but there are other women out there that basically They have their own mind, they have their own dreams,
And that
and
goes
they have
back.
their own likes. And this is why it's important to whatever anybody want to invest in, both people have to sit down together, have a conversation, and they both have to say, well, like, when you go to a bank, if you go on quotes right now to get any one of those places out there that you're going to go and do a high purchase, you can't just go in and say, well, this is what you want and wherever, they have the criteria. And that is how a relationship's supposed to be.
Right, and
There's boundaries.
that's right. I know, and that's what I said. That's what I said in terms of is a difference between a man flaunting money and just buy you these stuff here, whereas a man sit down and converse with you and say, me, I'm love you love to do here. You understand? Why do you push for a salon, I mean, why don't you? I mean, here is a sit down and talk with you. You understand? See your goals, see your dreams, not fling your goals and your dreams on you. That's what I said earlier.
But even again for me, I always believe when anybody have to see whatever for people, Joven, people have to recognize.
I understand what you're saying.
People have to recognize, right? And I had this discussion with a particular guy that is divorced right now, and he is still bitter. And this because the same thing that you're talking about, he had good intention for his wife, right? But with all the good intention he might have had for his wife, the wife did not want that, because sometimes we got to be careful of how we inflict things on other people. Even though it might mean a good thing, sometimes it's good to basically allow people to figure out what they want.
That's what I said again. Sit down and talk with you. Yes, like if I sit down and talk, I say, love, you like to do here, what do you think? And you tell me, well, I like to do here, but now you're my passion. Then that's it. That's what I said. Here I say, I did not say force. I didn't say be the rich man and buy 6 tables. I mean, not 6 tables, 6 chairs and 10 mirrors. You understand? Be the person who see you. Because there's a difference between seeing somebody, how should I put it? Want the best for somebody and seeing somebody and investing in them. Because want the best for somebody is not forcing it on them. Want the best for somebody is me sitting down, conversing and see what a person is about. You understand? Because, as I said, even though I might see you like to do here, I won't just come and force it and say, Lavi, let's open a salon. No, I would say, Lavi, I see you like to do here. I mean, is that really a passion? I mean, if that's a passion, let's do something together. Instead, not forcing it on you, not going and say, Lavi, let's go open a salon. No, we're sitting down and conversing.
Devin, as I said, I'm not going to even debate what you're saying, because that is how some people do things. But there also another way where I always believe, I guess, when two people come together, Joven, after people in a child, is grown people supposed to be in relationship. And people got to be very careful. For instance, bring your game on. Know who you're getting in relationship, because after a while, sometimes you have something called ownership, right? 2 things. One of the most important thing, persons needs to get a job. And if you don't have a job, work and get in a job. But to go out there and to basically, well, you get a man, and as you said, the man set you up because he see your dreams and he's going to do all these kind of things. Gentlemen, a relationship is a lot of work. A relationship, we got to be careful that sometimes people, when they're hooking up in these relationships, that they're not just hooking up in these relationships because the man, he have a business. The man now become the manager, because, women like men in uniform and in high positions. And some of those women with those men are not even happy. So happiness, don't put it this way, joy, right? Joy don't just basically comes because you have things or you live a particular on the mountain. You dress nice. They might look good on the outside, but behind closed doors, a lot of those people are putting up a mask, and some of them are not happy. And for what is happening, like I said, on a regular basis, where men and women are so happy together, and all of a sudden you want to unalive the woman, you want to beat up the woman, you want to put your hand on the woman. So I'm now looking at the foundation, Jovin. Who are raising these women? Who are raising these boy children? It must be a foundation because at the end of the day, right? Most of these children are males are being raised by women. You have some women, some men, for instance, they will tell you point blank. They're raised with their grandmother, and their grandmother taught them how to wash, cook, and clean because no woman, they don't need no woman. Right. And when a woman gonna tell a man that he could wash, cook, and clean, so he don't need no woman. Tell me what women are putting in men's head from young. Jovin, what's the concept you get out of that?
That's a ticklish one because how she may have meant it. She didn't. I guess it could be where she basically was saying that love, but don't let no man ill treat you, because a lot of times women ill treat men, and vice versa because of a man can't wash, a man can cook, so me anyway, and cheat on you, and me because you can't do it yourself.
Jovin, as a black woman, for us hearing and our black men growing up hearing these kind of things, I have worked in many cultures, and I've heard some people, some white Americans, they'll say, "Oh, I'm teaching him how to do things so he can be an asset to his wife." Why we can't put that in our black young boys' head and their mind than always thinking the worst? Why we can't just speak that kind of power into our young black males, Jovin, as women? This lot of competing that basically like we raising boys to compete with women. And it's women raising these boys to compete with women.
And men raising women to compete with men. 6.5 does the same thing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes you can't even have a conversation, even if you want to have a dialogue. Well, it's always, well, woman too. Well, how are we going to learn?
Correct.
What happened to that empathy and that compassion? You know? That being honest, just being mean what you said. Like, for instance, you have people would say, like humor, right? And some of sarcasm and those kind of things. Imagine you would tell somebody, I never mean it. I never mean it this way.
Right.
Why say things and you don't mean it? And then some people say, "Oh, you're too serious, you're too this, you're too that." But maybe the person is taking you for your word, Jovin.
It's all about how you put across things. It's
Yeah.
how you put across things.
And we very well know that there's a lot of men. I mean, I've had young girls come up to me and we have conversations, and I've helped many of them by basically sharing back some of the things that, I would have learned growing up. And some of the young girls would come and say that, "I don't understand, this guy, he went to school together, and, because he said he liked me and he want me to go with him." And because I said no, he honored her with some nice words. These are things that we have to be able to learn from other people. Mistakes, Jovin. I always used to think that we can learn from our mistakes, Jovin. We can't learn from our mistakes because sometimes we will never think that is mistakes. So the best thing to do is to learn from others' mistake. I want to take the time out to say good evening to Miss Fancy Face Williams. Those out there on the internet, those on the YouTube, a pleasant good night to you. This is Real Talk with Lavi, and we are down here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Yeah.
It's I like how you said that because I don't know. No, you're right. I mean, they got some men. If they say something to the girl, it's like they're on the words. And then you have some women, young lady. Well, women and young ladies out there who is like they can't take a compliment. And I've seen it where sometimes they walk on the road and What the guy say, mannersably, good afternoon, miss, or good evening, good night. You're very beautiful. That's it. And then they walk, push up their face, stoop. So I was like,
And they're entitled to do that to Joven. They're entitled to do that, not because somebody gives somebody a compliment. That means you have to take it because it's in the street, and it's okay if they do that.
No,
Hear me out. It's okay
I have
if
to disagree with that.
And it's fine. But if somebody gives somebody a compliment, they don't have to take it. They can walk off and go about their business. You don't owe anybody anything.
Of course not. But also, you don't have to be rude. The same way you said, the men are saying things, abusing girls in the road. It's the same thing. Both of them, both rude are rude.
Joven, the difference with a man approach a woman, want them to go with them, right? And if the woman said no, it's no. But if somebody walking down the street and say, hi, you look nice, and the woman want to pass them straight, they're entitled to do that, Joven.
I didn't say stand up.
But I'm just saying, they're entitled to that. Move on.
I never said stand up. I was saying the demeanor, your stoops, you put your feet.
But I'm going to say it again. It doesn't matter if they does that. They don't owe anybody anything.
Exactly. Well, it would be the equivalent. If a man said thing and then abuse, me say the man right, the man wrong.
It's not the same thing. It is not the same thing because you're talking about somebody coming directly to you, want to have a relationship with you, and you tell them no, right? Okay. This is not like a random person just come up to you. This is somebody that you might know, want to have a relationship. It's not the same if you're going going on the street, Joven, and you say hi to somebody and they pass you straight. Because what if they never hear you? And even if they hear you, they don't want to be bothered. I think we are here in St. Kitts, Joven, and you brought a valid point. So even though I am saying this to you, it doesn't mean that I don't understand what you're saying. I am just looking at the broad picture that it is okay if somebody see a woman and say, hi, miss, you look good, and the woman stoops, and she just leave her alone. She don't want to be bothered. If you go to New York, right? That's exactly what will happen. So what's the difference being here in St. Kitts and you're walking up the road, somebody says something nice to you and you don't want to hear it? It's okay. You don't owe them anything. It don't mean that I agree with that, Joven. But it is okay. You see where I'm coming from? Nobody got to be nice to you, Joven.
That's what I'm saying.
But the difference is if you're in a relationship and you're under one roof, it's a different thing.
Okay.
It's different. And this is what is happening here. A pleasant good evening to Cindy Gavaya. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you joining our family here, our Real Talk family. Good night.
Cindy.
Good night. The fact is, St. Kitts and Nevis, this is Real Talk with Lavi. We grew up in a small environment. We now have to realize St. Kitts no longer have village raising children. We not got no village like that, Joven. We have all kind of people coming in and not just foreigners. We have people from different parts of the country now coming in St. Peter's, they're coming in Newtown, they're coming. People are traveling. People live in different places, right? Right now, St. Kitts is a place where you have a neighbor, your neighbor ain't even saying nothing to you. You don't even know who your neighbors are. So what I'm saying is that privacy, boundaries. I walk down 4th Street and I would say, hi, how are you? Somebody can say, you know me? No, me know you. But even if they don't say hi back, what going to do? Vex the people, Joven? That's a difference. But when you're in a household and me and you become man and woman, husband and wife, you can't be speaking that way to one another. And a lot of people in household passing one another, even children, right? We grew up with small homes where you have, back in the days, siblings never had no lot of rooms where you're pulling in your door. You have everything in there to your leisure. Now, I find that the more comfortable that some people are living in the nice house, the children then got their own room, they got everything for them. Joven, sometime in that household is the most unhappy home.
Because it's not like before time where dinner time everybody come and sit down. People take their food. As I said, the house is. I'm not saying we should go back to small homes, but it was something about small homes where when food done, everybody got body pot. You know,
And
everybody
that was the good old days.
yeah,
That was the
everybody got
good
body
old
pot.
days. But I would also say, right, those days are still here. I know, and I'm gonna call a name tonight. I know he gonna knock off my head. But I know a particular doctor right now, and his wife. He has a beautiful relationship with his wife. There are persons out there living good relationships. So for those that are not living that kind of relationship, there's some people. Dr. C.G. Walwyn, for instance, and his wife, right? I get to meet his wife over the phone actually. And when I call Dr. C.G. Walwyn, when Dr. Walwyn have a conversation with me, and his wife, sometimes his wife there, me and he have the conversation, you think the wife in the background carrying on and say, well, who is that Lavi? What's she calling you for? You see where I'm coming from, Joven?
Yeah,
When we travel out to St. Kitts and you're looking back in, sometimes we can't believe the things that we settle for. And that is why some people get upset. Oh, but they think because they travel out. Of course, because what? You're outside of that box now, looking back in. Right? Your mind are totally different because some of the things that we take so serious are wasting time basically to see who right from who ain't right. Job and take right. Take win.
Take win.
Take the win. Sometimes it don't worth it. Right? And I'm just saying this, that many times I have conversation with Dr. C.J. Walwyn. His wife is there. One time I call and his wife answered the phone and me and she had a conversation and then she gave him the phone or put it on speaker, and I'm just saying, how many can pick up the phone and call, even when they're doing business, the woman they're guarding, the insecurity, even men. And that is why for me being single, I refuse to take anybody ring because I could buy a ring. To say I am in a relationship when I cannot be myself in the relationship and be myself with respect, of course. I don't want when I'm here, for instance, I'm here with you, Joven, and me and you walking down the road. You see like how we did that, the video the other day when we see the garbage up at 4th Street, right? And next thing I gone home now to some box and kick because they say Joven. I do not want to be in those kind of relationship.
Right.
And women gonna have to be very careful when they're in relationship and holding on to some of these men that are not even hold. A lot of them are damaged. Right? We got to be very careful that a lot of women are holding on to these damaged men that they're walking on eggshells and scared to talk, and when you look now, you hear the man unalive the woman. That is not acceptable. The man beat down the woman. It's not a good thing, Joven. And it's not a good thing for women out there to be going around looking for these men and trying to rob the men and taking, thieving men money. If I have to thief my man money, just imagine I have to thief my man or husband money and say that's my husband.
Just.
Yeah. So, good evening to you, Miss Claudette Buchanan. This is Your Talk with Lavi. I got to find out how much more longer we have here. The engineer, if he's listening. Troy? Yeah, I was just trying to have an idea as to how much time you're going to allow me.
Repeat what you just said.
Oh, I'm here, so I just wanted, because, I'm here sharing back some experience on and life knowledge, not just from me, but what I've seen and grew up on. So I just wanted to know how much more time we have.
So you have 13 minutes, 1-3.
Absolutely. All right. Okay. I appreciate that. Yeah, so he said we have 30 more minutes, which is not a bad thing, Joven. But I'm just here basically to spread the awareness. I mean, women and men have to be more stronger. Adults going to have to find ways how to solve their issues, their problems. If you're in a relationship, I mean, easy said than done, because some people have already invested, especially when you come together as a married couple and you have invested in that relationship. It's hard for you to just say goodbye to start over.
Back up is a lot.
Right? It's really a lot. But prevention is better than cure. And this is why it is very important to know who you're bringing in your space and who you're investing in
We're getting involved with.
and who you're getting involved with.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I am not here to tell people about how they're supposed to be in a relationship, but if it's hurt, if you all of a sudden was a happy person and you can't smile, let me see, you can see my dimples, I'm Joven. If you can't smile, if you don't feel that joy, if the man is not bringing joy to you, the woman is not bringing joy, you know, and there's a lot of women, there's a lot of married men and some men, they're, and they're going to like me say this because they're going like, oh, she talking about man. But I'm not really talking about a particular man. We're speaking about life,
Right.
real life. You understand? But there's a lot of men get comfortable. Oh, me and my wife don't have any relationship. We're not together.
Separate.
We're separated or they live under the same roof. And that's a matter for them to deal with, Joven. So people are going to have to know what they're getting involved with. But it is not a good look when two people come together and then when you look, you hear this person and this person. Big fight broke out and they're ready to destroy everything. Joven, because when everything is done, right, and you end up behind that prison wall, you know, what you could do? Can't take it back. No one wins when it comes to that. Children involved, families involved.
Sometimes, okay. You know, I remember a situation here in St. Kitts where somebody was unalived.
Lavi got that to you, right?
Yeah, where somebody was unalived.
Come on.
And the same day or the night before, the girl went to the police officer home.
Joven, make it snappy with your story. With
Yeah, the girl went. The girl
Mm-hmm.
went to the police officer home, and the police officer, oh no, like, oh me now work and this and that, but she went to rescue, and the same day she was attacked, and then it so happened that she got the upper hand and killed the guy. But what if it was a girl who died? So sometimes reports are made, but nothing is followed upon, and it's not so much the person is with the person, but the person, as I said, the person may not believe, but the person keep finding the person and doing stuff to the person.
Joven, again, for me, I understand all of that, but I am speaking tonight on abuse in relationship. Sometimes we see the little signs, and some women basically goes into relationship knowing fully well that they don't want the man. Vice versa, there's some men that go in relationship knowing fully well they're not committed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe me a different kind of a breed, because me can't be bothered and running up and down to see who a man with, because it seems like we have a culture like this in our small island where a lot of women that go and go coop men, They'll go with their friends and literally drive and be in bushes and a peep. Men do the same thing. Joven, I did not cut from that kind of cloth. I guess because I'm an ambitious, focused, driven woman. Mm-hmm. You're either in or you're out, right? And them kind of man, then I want woman like me, because I'm not the submissive type. Me very sorry. Me not that type. Me ambitious woman. But again, you're talking about the part with police, and well, I understand all of that, but I am actually speaking of when two people goes in a relationship, Joven, sometimes before it get to that part, it'll be a lot of signs and different kind of things where women and men are being hooked up for whatever reason. And this is what I'm going to say while we wind down tonight. Mm-hmm. My mother told me the same thing when I was growing up, Joven. She said, if you can't give a man what he wants, don't take from him.
True.
Right, Joven? There was a tape circulating, a video on social media. And the video was out there with shoeshine.
Oh.
And the lady decided to put the video on social media. Apparently, shoeshine would have bought some things for her child.
Mm-hmm.
And this woman literally put this out on social media to this shoeshine. But there's a lot of people came favor of shoeshine because they're basically saying that shoeshine wasn't lying. He cannot be buying baby things for the babies. And then that woman have the heart to take the video and put it on social media. And these are the things that we are speaking about where young girls, we can't tell everybody how to live. But parents, it's about time. We got to take the time to sit down and talk to our children.
Correct.
And when it comes to our boy children, we have to start maybe changing the dynamics as how we are raising our boy children. Joven.
You're correct. You're correct.
Especially in the Caribbean, everybody talking about Caribbean men and women. When it comes to domestic and rape and those kind of things, it's all over, But we have it here in our small federation. And a lot of people like to say, oh, why you put the man business out? Why you put the woman business out? But Joven, these are things that be in the public. Mm-hmm. You see people have pattern, beating and cursing one another loud publicly. And years after, when you hear the man unalive the woman, if somebody starts to say, well, this used to happen from way back when, they're upset with you. This is why women got to take time to know people. Find out the history about these people.
Yeah, you're right. Find history, not just... No, you're right, because a lot of time the glitter pushes them into a relationship. When it's a glitter, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The money and stuff like that, not... And then you think, oh, he loved me because this and that, not knowing who the person is. You understand? But all I like to say, take time. Take time to know the person, not what the person gives or what the person brings. The individual, the soul of the person, not the outside of the person. Because the outside can change, but inside of the person cannot change. Meaning that I come with a fun smile, but I could change a smile to a frown. But if you know my soul, no matter how outside change, the true me is not going to change.
And this is why, right, and this is why when it comes to me, especially the field, the kind of job that I'm into, mm-hmm. I believe that I have the right as a single woman to date if I want to go on the beach or go for a lime mm-hmm. with someone. Mm-hmm. It is my choice. And many people are afraid to do that in the small place because from the time you go with somebody, they label you with that person. Yeah. So a lot of people are jumping into relationship. Like, let's suppose you go to a bar, Joven, and, the person look good, you have a conversation, but when you look, y'all have a relationship and then you're together. Without knowing one another, then children come, you start making kids and stuff like that, right? Without really knowing who the person is. Then again, people are outgrow people. Sometimes you meet somebody in school and you all look so good together, but somewhere along the line, you outgrow that person. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it don't mean that because you outgrow the person, you must dash away the person. But situation that happened, that's why people need to keep abreast of time. It doesn't matter how old you are. Once you live in, this is 2026, or you try and keep up in 2026. It's family building is very important. We are losing our family values here. Even, for instance, even some of the politicians and people in high profile, even when they go on to speak, they will acknowledge all the colleagues, and you don't hear nothing about the wife. You don't hear nothing about the wife. They don't even mention the children. And we will look at the big screen in America. The presidents, Obama, all of them come right down. They acknowledge their wives,
the children.
And the children.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to end tonight, but I also have to say this here, Joven. Love is beyond the flesh.
Correct.
And if people get hooked up because, Lavi, I like to see you. What you like about Lavi? Lavi probably popular. They like nice hair. She got small nose. Whatever they like. They like people because of the profession, especially people in uniform. You know, the police, the prime ministers, people like those high names. Positions, power. And with all that positions and power, many people still not happy. They're not happy, Jovin.
No, you're correct.
I see so many tourists come here, Jovin, and sometimes I see when they come, they could be big, fat, small, whatever. Some of them sometimes in a wheelchair. And the husband pushing that person in the wheelchair, happily doing it. Vice versa. But we are raised in a culture, especially our local culture, where from the moment things don't look sweet or how we expect them to be, the woman was looking nice, she get pregnant, she get children, she don't look the same, with body shaming people. That's all, you don't love them no more. And we are becoming, our eyes, the flesh.
And that's what I said just now too, in terms of, that's why that relationship don't last, because we look at things where we could see, we don't get to know the person, as I just said, for the soul. And that's why I say a lot of those couples, even though by being wheelchair, the reason why that person fell in love was not for what the person had or what the person looked like, but because of who the person was, a true person. They loved them for the person's soul, the soul. They love them from deep within. Let's put it that way. As I said, and as I just said, you understand? And that's the only how love and relationship will last, is if you start the process, get to know the person, not the person look, not lust after the person. Get to know the person inside out, not the shell or the talk, because people talk. Yeah, but get to know the true person. Get to know the true, individual. Because once you get to know the true individual, no matter how upset the person gets, because once you know the true individual, you see that person have a big heart. You understand? Guess what? Y'all are gonna always work out stuff, because guess what? I love him from his soul. I love her from her soul.
Joven, and as we end here tonight, I just want to add to what you said. A lot of things is knowledge. When you know, you know.
You know.
Maturity, exposure, and when people are taught from small of how it is to love a human being. Humanity matters. I think this is something where we have to continue this conversation, because, again, I don't have all the answers, but I know definitely what it's like to be in a relationship. A relationship is not just basically, Lavi, what time you done work? I could come up tonight, girl, I would like to sleep with you tonight. I want to wake up with you. I want to do this and whatever. Gone are the days of those nonsense. It is time that we start teaching our children, our boys and girls, to understand talk is cheap.
Not even.
But at the end of the day, it needs more than just basically always like showing up to want to take something. What are you bringing to the table?
Not even. In closing, I like to just say this. I like to say, come, because we let me put it this way. We see the small things, and we don't understand the small things and go far away. For example, me in a relationship, and I might come by you tonight, sit by you, and then I get up. But difference between somebody who just want for that, or somebody who just is somebody who said, "Yeah, Lavi, I hear I help you clean up the house. Lavi, you want me cook for you? Lavi, go ahead and wash dishes them. Lavi, I'm gonna sort out your laundry."
For me, I don't even want to say I want to do it. But go ahead.
No, that's what I said. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You understand? Because that's something I would do. You understand? Not just come by your sleep and get up and go.
And that's how it should be.
You understand?
Yeah.
And that's how we're supposed to look at people.
Absolutely.
Because that will show the person's soul. That will show the person family orientedness in terms of a house.
It's teamwork.
Teamwork. Correct.
It is teamwork, and at the end of the day, in anything that we do, in business, in jobs, in work, if you have that teamwork, that togetherness, because, and even it happen in families and children. You're in a house and some children, they just want. When they call you, they just call you to get.
Correct.
Right? But just because they are the children, parents need love also.
Correct.
Right? And it is very sad, as I said, that when we are seeing certain people here in St. Kitts and Nevis, that when we hear the magnitude of the domestic affairs and the violence that is coming from our men and women, it is something to basically, it's an awareness, and it is something that we have to see how we could help educate the young ones and even the elder ones and learn from these things, because we don't know what's going to happen to us. I mean, like, you could be just like this, and when you look, violence just come in front of you. But I would always say, you got to be true to yourself, and there's a lot of men. It's okay to get therapy. It's okay to fix yourself before you go into another relationship. There's a lot of married men out there, some of them, the wives gonna leave them, and some of those men, before they gonna fix themselves, they just become a hater to women, and they blame all women. They put every woman in a box. Some women do the same thing.
Same thing.
And this is why it is good to know yourself, and I would say have a balance with the spirituality and the flesh. And this is how we're going to end the Real Talk tonight. Once again, I got to tell you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Real Talk alongside WinFM 98.9. Yeah, and I have my co-host here tonight, and I'm so happy to always have a conversation with him.
Of course.
Again, I want to let the public know that I am not here because, you have people out there, oh, she thinks she knows everything.
No.
I don't think I know everything, but you know what I do know? I know myself. And when you know yourself and you're going to bring the truth, just accept it. I mean, some people are born to be like that, you know?
Correct.
But domestic violence is a no-no. Persons that are in mental illnesses, people go out and get help, or if you know anybody, you could try and, get help for them. Some people, it is very, very hard to help people, especially when they come of the age of 18, when they're over 18. It is very, very hard dealing with persons like that, right? And it is right here now in St. Kitts and Nevis. What we used to see overseas, it is right here.
That's right, yeah.
In our federation. And this is how I'm going to say good night. Next week, same time, same place, we're going to bring real topic, people. Real topic.
Real talk.
Say no to domestic affairs. Ladies, say no to mental illness. No to domestic violence.
And men too.
And men, as he said, men too. Men, it is okay to go and get help. And if you're in a situation, listen, there's some more fishes in the sea, right? We have to find a way to deal with this situation. When you're in a relationship, you lose your money, you could get back your money. You take a life, you can't get back your life. It's not a good thing. So, persons that out there that are dealing with these kind of things, you listen to Lavi, because mina learn not a soul. And I'm saying this here. I am not going to let nobody, whatever they say negative about Lavi, everybody can be like that, but Joven, for me, they give me strength. And this is how I'm going to say it. But last but not least, I forget to say, I want to say a special, what you want to call it, big up out there to the women, all the women out there for the Women's International Day, person that was highlighted for the most powerful and influential women in St. Kitts and Nevis. There are some folks that out there went out and voted for Lavi, or however they did it. I'm very shocked because I never even know that Lavi will have been in there. But thank you. But at the end of the day, I want to let people know that even though that this thing was the most powerful and influential woman in St. Kitts and Nevis, I'm no better than nobody. But all I'm here for is to make sure I have that avenue, that platform with the Real Talk with Lavi to bring the real issues and things that can help our men and women here in our beautiful federation. Have a wonderful night.
Good night.
You're listening to winnfm 98.9, and you were just listening to Lavi Gums, lovely Lavi, and her Wednesday night program, Real Talk. We invite you to tune in again next week, Wednesday, from 8 p.m., when you'll get another edition of Lavi Live and in living colors on her Lavi Gums Real Talk show. Thank you for listening, and we continue with our regular programming right now.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Unlock the secrets to a healthier you. Join Dr. Natalie Osborne every Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. on WinFM 98.9 for Weekly Dose. During this 30-minute health discussion, we aim to educate and empower our listeners on the prevention of diseases, early diagnosis, and timely intervention. Don't miss out on this informative health talk where we teach you to live your best life. Weekly Dose, Tuesdays on WinFM 98.9.
Heritage matters to me. Heritage matters to you. Join me, Percival Hanley, this coming Friday and every other Friday at 10 a.m. to 12 noon for Heritage Matters on Win Media SKN 98.9. Heritage matters to me. Heritage matters to you.
Hear earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee. Yes, it's me, earthquake. I coming Tuesday around 10. No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door. We are in the exit. Stairs might broke up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover,